A 700-pound steel cage, a 40-foot wall of water, and one man with 3 seconds to decide. Every single winter, a small fleet of fishing boats ventures into the Bering Sea, one of the most violent bodies of water on the planet. The waves there don't just knock you down, they flip 100-foot steel vessels like they're made of cardboard. And yet, every year, men go back. Not because they don't know the risk, but because they do. Today, we're going to find out exactly what makes the Bering Sea so relentlessly deadly, and why the human body and mind push so far past their limits out there that science itself is struggling to keep up. Let's break it down. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics consistently ranks Alaskan king crab fishing as the most dangerous occupation in the country. And that's not close. The fatality rate is roughly 300 deaths per 100,000 workers per year. Just to put that in perspective, the national average for all occupations combined sits around 3.4 deaths per 100,000. That means crab fishing is nearly 90 times more deadly than your average job. Construction workers, loggers, electrical line workers, all considered extremely dangerous, all significantly safer. But here's the strange part. It's not sharks. It's not sea monsters. It's not even the cold, at least not directly. The #1 killer on the Bering Sea isn't any single dramatic event. It's something far more predictable and far more preventable. It's the vessel itself. Most fishing fatalities in that region are caused by boats capsizing, often within seconds, in conditions the crew had been sailing through for hours. No warning, no time to radio for help, just a 60-foot wave that catches a ship in exactly the wrong position, and that's it. Researchers at the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health spent years studying these incidents. What they found was striking. A huge proportion of deadly capsizing events happened not during the worst storm of the season, but during routine operations in moderate weather. And that leads us to something scientists call cumulative risk stacking. Cumulative risk stacking. Here's what that means. Imagine a single fraying rope. Not dangerous on its own. Now add a wet deck. Still manageable. Add a sleep-deprived crew member. Add equipment that was serviced 8 months ago. Add a wave that comes from an unexpected angle. Add a hydraulic system running at 70% because a seal started leaking 3 days ago. None of those things alone would kill you. Together, every single one of them is now a loaded gun. That's cumulative risk stacking. And the Bering Sea is one of the most extreme environments on Earth for it. The fishing season for king crab runs for only a few weeks. Skippers are under enormous financial pressure to catch as much as possible, as fast as possible. Sleep gets cut, inspections get delayed, and the crew keeps working in conditions that would shut down any land-based operation. But it gets even more complex than that. Scientists studying extreme occupational stress have found that prolonged sleep deprivation, the kind these crews routinely experience, doesn't just make you tired, it fundamentally degrades your ability to assess risk. A study from Harvard Medical School found that after 17 to 19 consecutive hours without sleep, cognitive performance drops to roughly the same level as someone with a blood alcohol level of 0.05%. Think about that. You're on a 100-foot boat in 30-foot seas making split-second decisions, and your brain is legally impaired. Not because of what you drank, but because of how long you've been awake. And the crews know it. Veteran skippers will tell you, the most dangerous man on the boat isn't the greenhorn. It's the experienced hand who's been awake for 22 hours and thinks he's still fine.
Now let's talk about what the cold actually does to you. Because this is where things get genuinely terrifying. The Bering Sea averages around 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit in winter. 0.3. That's just barely above freezing. When a human body enters water at that temperature, the first thing that happens isn't hypothermia. That takes time. The first thing is cold shock. Your body's surface temperature plummets in seconds. This triggers an uncontrollable gasp reflex. If you're underwater when that happens, you inhale water. That's it. Survivors who've gone overboard consistently describe the same experience. They didn't panic. They didn't struggle. They couldn't. Their muscles seized before they could even process what was happening. Cold shock can incapacitate a healthy adult in under 90 seconds. But here's what makes the Bering Sea especially unforgiving. Even if you survive the initial plunge, survival in that water without a dry suit is measured in minutes, not hours. Estimates range from as little as 15 minutes to perhaps 45, depending on body composition, movement, and luck. And rescue? A Coast Guard helicopter dispatched from the nearest station can take anywhere from 30 minutes to over 2 hours to reach a vessel, depending on location and weather. The math is brutal. Now, this is where something remarkable enters the picture, and it changes the entire survival equation: the survival suit revolution. For most of fishing history, falling overboard in the Bering Sea was essentially a death sentence. Then, in the 1970s, a Norwegian engineer named Håkon Håkansson began developing what would eventually become the immersion survival suit, or what most people know as the Gumby suit. And the name is apt. The thing is enormous, bright orange, made of neoprene with internal flotation chambers and a sealed hood. It looks completely ridiculous. It is also why hundreds of fishermen are alive today. Modern survival suits can extend survival time in freezing water from under an hour to over 6 hours. They maintain core body temperature, provide flotation even in unconscious wearers, and are visible from the air. But here's what's fascinating, and this is what scientists didn't expect. Mandatory survival suit drills aboard commercial vessels didn't just reduce fatality rates when people went overboard. They changed the entire risk culture on the boats. Research published in the International Maritime Health Journal found that crews who regularly practiced emergency drills, suit deployment, man overboard procedures, fire and flooding response, showed measurably different risk decision-making even during normal operations. The drills weren't just about the suits. They were retraining the brain to treat emergencies as solvable problems rather than death sentences. And that shift in mindset, researchers believe, is responsible for a significant portion of the overall decline in fishing fatalities over the past 3 decades. Even with better suits, better drills, better safety culture, there is one threat on the Bering Sea that no amount of preparation completely neutralizes: the rogue wave. For most of maritime history, sailors described encountering waves of 80 to 100 feet appearing without warning in otherwise moderate seas. Scientists dismissed these accounts. The math of standard wave models simply didn't allow for it. Waves that size required wind and storm conditions that didn't match the reports. They called it sailor superstition. Then, on January 1st, 1995, a laser rangefinder instrument on the Draupner oil platform off the coast of Norway recorded something that stopped oceanographers cold. A single wave, 84 feet tall, in seas with an average wave height of around 20 feet. It had appeared from Secondov. It had appeared from nowhere. It lasted seconds, and it was unmistakably real. The scientific community had a new name for it: the Draupner wave. And it forced a complete rethinking of ocean physics. Here's what scientists now understand. Standard wave behavior follows what's called a linear model. Waves combine and interact in predictable ways. But under certain conditions involving wave speed, water depth, and crossing swell patterns, something called nonlinear wave focusing can occur. Multiple wave trains, traveling at different angles and speeds, can constructively interfere in a single point, stacking their energy together for a brief moment and producing a wave that is dramatically larger than anything the surrounding sea would suggest. On the Bering Sea, where powerful Pacific swells meet Arctic wind patterns and the geography of the Aleutian Island chain creates complex crossing swell systems, the conditions for rogue wave formation are nearly ideal. Modern satellite radar now confirms that rogue waves occur far more frequently than anyone previously believed. Some researchers estimate that at any given moment, there are approximately 10 rogue waves active somewhere in the world's oceans. For a 100-foot fishing vessel, a 60-foot wave striking broadside doesn't just knock the ship over. The force involved is measured in meganewtons, millions of pounds of pressure delivered in under a second. Structural steel bends, hydraulic lines rupture, electrical systems short out, and crew members who were standing one moment are simply gone the next. The terrifying reality is this: there is no navigation system, no hull design, no amount of seamanship that makes a direct rogue wave strike survivable with certainty. What gives fishermen their best odds isn't avoiding the hit, it's being ready for what comes immediately after. So here's the question that none of the science fully answers. Why do they keep going? The money is real. A greenhorn deckhand can earn $15,000 to $50,000 in a single 6-week season. An experienced hand on a successful boat can clear well over $100,000. But the money doesn't explain it entirely.